Welcome. I'm Kinetic Symphony. I hunt down and report on weird and true mysterious stories, from glitches to the paranormal. Would you like even more content? Here's my Patreon. Now onto the stories. Case file number 1191, written by Milky's a Duck and Dangerously Punk on Instagram. When the Moon Stares Back. Before I start, this was around 4 years ago. Since then, I've had several incidents where something like, not exactly this, happens. And I remember this story again. I've told it to friends, family, therapists. Nobody is sure what caused it. If it was a sudden panic attack, but I like to think I saw something I wasn't supposed to. It was around 9 to 10 p.m., Canadian fall, so it was already pitch black outside. I had my window wide open and my curtains drawn back with my desk and laptop beside it. I might have gotten bored or just hungry, so I figured I would go downstairs, get a snack, and come back up. My door faces my window, so as soon as it opens I look outside. I have a habit of closing my door when I leave, which makes it a real pain to balance plates and cups while trying to open it. I come back up the stairs with my plate, and I was hit with a random feeling of unease. I couldn't pinpoint it, so I ignored it and opened my door. This part is hard to explain a bit, but the moon was right outside my window. No, not the regular size moon. I mean, as if the moon had inflated massively and was standing right outside, looking into my room and directly at me, faceless. I panicked, and the dread hit. I wasn't supposed to be here. I didn't want to be here, and I have to leave. I felt it communicated this to me telepathically. Not exactly words, but as soon as I saw it, I knew, and I closed the door. I started to freak out and hyperventilate a little. Took a few minutes to calm myself down and opened my door again. The moon was back in the sky. There was no presence of the moon that I encountered. I felt relief. I closed my window and blinds daily after that. Case notes file 1191, When the Moon Stares Back. Another moon anomaly. I do love these. I'm thinking laterally here, because the moon has too much weird funk going on around it, and yet I'm still convinced it's real and basically a hunk of rock that broke off from Earth a while ago. So are aliens involved here, in distorting our perception of the moon? Maybe it's thinking back on it after the fact of some abduction, and the subconscious is only able to infer what happened into your conscious mind with these strange distortions in reality. It can't quite pull on the exact memory because it was suppressed by the aliens. Like the moon buzzing around or rippling, or in this case staring right at you. Damn, is that a creepy thought? It would certainly make you wonder. And in these cases I would say, if you want to know the truth with a greater deal of certainty, hypnotherapy is the only answer to that. It can help you uncover those memories, but maybe they're suppressed for a good reason. So I'm not saying do it, but if you want the truth, that's probably the only way to get it. Case file number 1192, written by FSEFilut, The Mysterious Savior in Green Flannel. I have one scenario that I have yet to be able to explain. When I was 16, a friend and I were involved in a serious car crash. We were both unconscious and were taken to a hospital in an ambulance. The only thing I remember from the crash scene was a younger guy in probably his mid-20s standing over me next to the car door. I just remember him helping me. I still remember to this day, 10 years ago, that he was wearing this green flannel shirt. Once I came to the hospital, I asked everyone at the scene who the guy was. I wanted to know because I remembered him helping me out. No one saw this guy. I spoke to everyone that was there and no one saw the guy matching that description. To this day, I have no idea who helped me at the scene. I can still picture his face and clothing perfectly, even though I don't remember anything else clearly from the crash scene. My family said it was a guardian angel. Me not being religious knows that's not true, but I have yet to be able to come up with an explanation. So maybe. Case notes file 1192, The Mysterious Savior in Green Flannel. Interesting how these guardian angel events often involve a mysterious man saving them. Maybe angels have to possess a real human body to interact in the world, similar to the lore in Supernatural. Or maybe they're just not visible, but the subconscious mind creates some figure that is saving them. A man being a simple and understood choice. I wonder if your favorite color is green. Case file number 1193, written by Jellyrollsrock. When food transcends time and space. I was doing some stuff in the kitchen and decided to eat a chocolate macaroon that had been sitting there for a while. My girlfriend was in the bathroom, which is 2 doors further into the hallway. As I took a bite, my girlfriend yelled, "Are you having something with chocolate?" I was, still am, shook. I walked into the bathroom with half of the macaroon sitting in my mouth. We both looked at each other in complete shock. She told me she suddenly had a faint chocolate flavor in her mouth, but wasn't eating any. She didn't even have any chocolate that day. One could maybe say it has to do with smell, but that dry macaroon had no smell left at all. Would have been too far away anyway. Still weirds us out. She thinks this is meant to be. I'm thinking glitch. Case notes file 1193. When food transcends time and space. People with whom we are intimately involved with, in love, familial love too, or very strong friendships, I think a link forms between our souls. Think about the invisible connection of our soul to the host body, in the real world. We have no idea what that connection actually is or how it works, but why couldn't it connect with others, near us? It's a metaphysical Wi-Fi network, I like to call it. And I think the security feature involved, preventing just anyone from connecting to it, is time and deep thoughts and emotions. But then maybe this is why so often people can connect to negative souls. Because they do spend a lot of time near them, because there's a lot of emotion involved. Maybe that's why charismatic people are so good in forming cults. And you don't exactly feel it, but it's all subconsciously processed. And then you're bonded with that person and linked, and you didn't even realize. Case file number 1194, written by Walla Walla Rhubarb, The Curse of the Old Trunk. My brother and I were getting paid to clean out old junk from this house that just so happened to be one of the oldest houses in town. We went to church with the couple that owned it, and it had been in their family for a few generations. We were working with the couple's grandson and his buddy. The house was full of typical old people junk, ancient furniture, newspapers, and random crap. We were greenlit to strip the house of anything inside except for an old trunk in the attic full of old tools, hammers, drills, etc. Apparently, the lady's grandfather built the house with those very tools. My brother and I had no problem with that, seeing as this was the biggest damn trunk we've ever seen. Her grandson and his buddy didn't really care and ended up taking some of the better conditioned tools with them. Fast forward a week, we are at a church when the part where people say what they are praying for comes up. Someone says the name of the couple's grandson. We don't think much of it until after Mass when the old lady walks up to us. We ask her what happened to her grandson. She tells us that he was in a pretty bad accident because he lost control of his truck. Then she asked us in a serious tone if we took any of the tools from the trunk and that if we did, we needed to give them back. We told her no, we didn't, but her grandson did. She said she knew because he had them still in the bed of his truck when he crashed. I later found out they sold the house, which promptly burned down soon after. Part of me believes it's because whoever bought the place threw out those old tools. Case notes of file 1194, The Curse of the Old Trunk. I don't cover cursed objects much on this channel. It doesn't come up often. Being so rare doesn't mean it can't exist, though. I wonder if these curses are actually spells woven into an object, or maybe restless spirits that guard these specific objects. Less of a curse in that case, it'd be a direct involvement from those people who died and remain as spirits or ghosts. And in this case, didn't want their property to be disturbed. It may even cause a kind of physical pain or torment because it's what binds them to this realm. Now time for the quote of the day. I phoned my dad to tell him that I had stopped smoking. He called me a quitter. Stephen Pearl. Ah yes, the one time that quitting is acceptable. If you're struggling to stop smoking, the struggle is part of the process. But I believe in you. You can do it. Like the video, subscribe, hit the bell. Kinetic Symphony signing off.